This is a story about one very special grey squirrel. Until recently, all grey squirrels have had a price on their heads, or more accurately, their tails. Introduced from America 100 years ago, they are to some among the most unwelcome of our wild animals. To the forester, there's only one good grey squirrel, and that's a dead one. Plantations of young trees are particularly vulnerable to squirrel damage. In winter, the leafless trees give a clear shot as the animals run for their lives. The safest nests are those hidden deep inside hollow trees. The security of an old oak is a preferred place for pregnant females to build a dray, where in February and March they give birth to their babies. The newborn young, often 2 or 3 in a litter, lie buried in a cradle of dry grass and twigs. Blind and helpless, they're totally dependent on the mother for food and protection. It's in such a place as this, late one February, that our particular squirrel came into the world, here in the ancient witchwood forest of Oxford. It had been one of those exceptional seasons when most squirrels in Britain had failed to breed, probably due to the unusual weather of the 2 previous years. Oak woods are ideal habitats for the grey squirrel, and with his retriever, Ben, filmmaker John Paling was on the lookout for signs of squirrel families. It was the retriever's alert senses that first attracted his attention to the base of this elderly oak.
Hang on, Ben. What's that? Come out. Come on. Get away. What's that then? Oh, poor thing.
Ben had found a young male squirrel whose mother had either been shot or she had abandoned it. Either way, the youngster had fallen from its dray and would soon starve to death without its mother.
Its eyes were still closed, and I estimated it was about 2.5 weeks old. Clammy and cold, it had just started growing its fur. Clearly it needed warmth, and on the spur of the moment, I offered my glove as temporary protection.
Come on then, Ben.
As the law stands, no grey squirrel may be kept in captivity without a special license. I already had permission to study the squirrel's breeding season, but I'd no idea what I'd be letting myself in for. Within hours, my kitchen had become an emergency feeding centre. With sterilised cow's milk and a pipette at the ready, I gently tried to feed this pathetic individual. If I was going to be successful, I would have to persuade him to accept food every 4 hours, day and night, for a month or so, and to keep him warm and clean to avoid infection. Come on, come on. Come on. I could see it wasn't going to work. I couldn't get him to take milk from the unyielding tube. In desperation, anything seemed worth trying, even the impossible. A cat is not normally well disposed to rodents, except to eat them. Perhaps it was too much to hope that Beauty might change her nature and accept this sightless alien alongside her recently born kittens. Distracting the cat's attention, I tried giving the young squirrel a start in the right direction, staying close at hand, ready to jump to the rescue if the cat decided to turn on the uninvited guest. Incredibly, Beauty seemed to sense nothing unusual, and the squirrel appeared to be welcomed as a member of the family.